now I want you to take a quick peek inside my birthday bash. It was epic, and I don't want you to miss it. I hope you enjoy. I love my birthday. I celebrate it all month long, so you guys get to join me for the kickoff party that is going to be the best kickoff birthday bash you've ever seen. We've got DJ Chubster in the house. We've got our friends Candace and Odie, what up? We've got our friends. We've got our family. This is going to be a great episode. So join us to celebrate me being 40. Welcome back to another episode of A Degree of Dopeness. Today we're here with my sister Keisha and my sister Danica, and we are going to sum up what was an epic birthday party for my 40th. And I want to thank you ladies, right? Yeah! We always yaying it up,
Welcome
right?
to the club.
No!
40 club.
What is that? Is that a real
club.
thing?
No.
Well, we're just telling you welcome because.
Oh, that was my greeting?
Well, whatever you want.
I just felt like it was welcome.
I mean,
You
does
feel
it look
I didn't feel like
feel forced?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't want
it
to do
was
that.
something about the pool in
Oh,
there.
no.
No, life begins at 40. They're not taking you to the other side. I mean, did we look?
I mean, I didn't know if we was gonna break on through like the doors.
Break on through.
But she said, "Come on to the other side."
I said,
No,
welcome
welcome
to the club, not the other side, like it's a cult. So
Oh, okay.
More like
Oh,
a
Jesus.
freaking membership of
Oh.
awesomeness.
Awesomeness.
Another level of your life.
What is that? What? Tell me what it looks like to be over 40. Like,
Well, you've been over 40 longer.
Uh-huh.
That was not a jab.
I know that.
And,
I do not. Age is nothing but a number. I'm gonna say
Is
that.
it?
I don't have the whole 40 deal. I will say that a midlife crisis is real. I will say that. You got to be mindful of that.
I think I might be having one now.
You could be.
I mean, I've completely
I think
jumped ship on my job. And
it's
said,
a-
you know what?
it's
I'm gonna
another-
gamble on myself, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a superstar on YouTube.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that may be a midlife crisis.
Yeah.
no, everybody's having one right now. It's not just you.
Is it?
I don't think everybody's doing a TV show during their midlife
Oh,
crisis, but everybody's going through it right now.
I
In their
know.
own way.
I think that's the shift. That is what I've been telling my students is the 2020 shift.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys are wondering what that is this movement that's happening right now where nothing in our lives will ever be the same. Nothing that we've done before, what was it? My job was March 18th. Nothing before March 18th will ever be the same again.
No, it wasn't.
How about you? Because I know at the banks, you know,
Yeah.
is there anything different right now? Like,
You talking about job only or just
no,
life
I mean,
or
we can
whatever?
start with job and go to life or back and forth. Just
I
talk.
think America in general, started a year, especially in the banking industry. It was where everything's really taken off. Like finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel after the '08 crash, and now things are really just inclining in the right direction. To see this happen, we just never know.
Yeah.
And everybody, really started the year off hopeful, counting their money, counting their
Right.
businesses, expanding. And I don't know if this is where you want me to touch
Yeah,
on the personal
absolutely.
situation, but this year started off very awesome. Traveled. My 40 was awesome last year. I celebrated. We're Irish twins. We have a
right.
birthday in the same month.
August birthdays, thank
yes,
you.
and we're exactly a year apart. People think she's a big sister, which I take as a compliment.
Fine.
And anyways, not even, but just we started out. Me and my family started out this year with a new home. Finally putting earnest money down on it, starting a building, and we also were expanding our family.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was in February. Not diagnosed, but
No, go ahead.
but basically confirmed that I was pregnant in February, and the coronavirus hit. I'm not sure if it was stress. I don't know if it's something I did, but about March 18th, I started working from home right away because I was in that high risk territory. And after that, on March 18th, I went to the doctor and I was told that there was no heartbeat and my fetus was no longer living. So definitely a
I
shift
know.
for me.
I know, right? Oh, I remember.
So starting the year with, building a new, and my house was put on pause with this world
Yeah.
being put on pause. So
I can imagine because, obviously you went through a lot because I saw you and, over, even as a, woman over 40, carrying a child was difficult even before the shift.
oh yeah.
So you saying, I wonder if I did something wrong, don't ever think that it was something you've done wrong. The timing just wasn't right.
Right.
Because everything in this world has a time and a place. That's why the show starts off with the first episode being time is money. Because everything that we're doing right now is in result of what life used to be like.
Yes.
And now what we have to push into today. So what is 2020 looking like for you? What is the shift?
I'm gonna say this. Okay, as a woman of God, I'm gonna say this. Someone who's been saved, I'm gonna say on God's rhythm and heaven's frequency. My girl Tamara Goldenella, give a shout out to her because that's her brand. I don't live in the rhythm of the world, if that makes sense. So the shift for me, I see it coming already before it happens. So I'm always ready for shift because I know when it's coming because I talk to my God and he tells me things. I see things before they come. So I know exactly. I'm not saying I know exactly what's going to happen, but I was already shifting before the shift. So I'm in, you know what I mean?
Prepared.
Yeah, because that's just that's just
You
life.
have to,
I live on a different system, and I want to talk about that. So yeah,
I love it. I have actually used that in my class before. The Fab quote that you ain't got to get ready if you stay ready.
Yeah.
But those things they're real life.
Yeah.
And I didn't think we were ready to throw a show together, let alone a birthday party, let alone a family reunion. We did a lot on this show.
Never imagined that this would be happening right now.
Somehow we had everything. Because, the thing that we wanted to talk about even, running the credits, that a lot of people don't know that this show is completely God produced. All of the resources were hand delivered to this house to be able to get this thing done. So we were ready before we even knew we were ready. And that's what I want to tell a lot of people out here in this 2020 shift, that you may not feel like you're ready. But trust me, everything that's built in you, everything that you have already been provided, everything that you've already learned, these are building blocks to get you to the next level. You are ready. You don't think you're ready. You don't know how to get ready, but you are already ready. Stop waiting for somebody to qualify you. Stop waiting for your certificate.
You better say that.
Stop waiting for your degree that may not have any real value in the career field in which your purpose was designed for you to be in. You are sitting here telling people that you are waiting for an opportunity. You are waiting for an internship. You are waiting on a job. You are already ready. The readiness is already within you. You think we knew that we was going to need a happy birthday chalk napkin that I ordered 6 months ago for my brother's birthday that was in the drawer and just so happened to match the happy birthday calligraphy in which we created yesterday? These are all things that we forget already have. We had a whole wardrobe. Did y'all see these outfits? I know y'all saw these outfits over the season. I know you saw them. They were nasty. And not one thing was purchased outside of what we had already owned. Do you understand that? We were already in ownership of everything we needed to be prepared to get this done. Everything in you, you own already. Just breathe life into it. That's what this 2020 shift is. This 2020 shift is an opportunity for everybody to switch it up.
Yes, ma'am.
Or be ready for the switch.
Or be ready for the switch.
You gotta be flexible.
Flexible, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are some things right now you being flexible with? Because everybody's at home with their kids, everybody's at home with their spouses. What are you learning that you got to be more flexible with?
Change. Period.
Right?
Change is a constant you can depend on anytime, any place, anywhere, any season, any level, globally. Change is constant. That's going to happen.
I tell my students all the time, they know your number one interview question when they ask you, give me your strength, I'm easily adaptable to change. And that is a golden ticket to the next level.
It is.
They just want to hear that you can flip it around.
Yep.
That's right.
So what are you being flexible about? Because I know you got some toddlers in the house. You had a traumatic issue in the house. You know, you moving in the house. So everybody know that move time is chaotic. So what are you being flexible with?
I think I'm being flexible with a lot of things. Mainly just my patience. I'm noticing that I'm not the most patient person in the world. Okay. I mean, my focus level is laser, but also like we talked about before. Right. Sometimes I just, anyways, I won't get into that. But just being realizing that I'm not the most patient person. I usually am at work from 8 o'clock in the morning to whenever, question mark, but being at home. And that was my kind of woosah time because I'm away from the family. Then I can kind of process and go into the door and be like, I'm ready for you. But now realizing that I don't have that time to be ready for them. They're just coming at it. I'm trying to be very patient. Because they're freaking adorable and they're trying to figure it out too.
Parents, be patient with these babies. They are just as restless as you are. Yeah. They don't know what's going on. They're so scared. I remember the first Zoom class that I held, and the students logged in, and I'm like, okay, are they going to log in? They probably think it's vacation. They're done. So when the transition shifted, I was like, well, how many coming with me? I was like, Jerry Maguire, who's coming with me? Who's coming with me? Right? So I log in, I'm nervous. One at a time, they start popping up like the Brady Bunch.
Oh, I love it.
I said, okay. And surprisingly enough, and I found this out because I just processed all my final grades, 100% of the students that were active on ground with me all came over with me. My. 100% of them for both classes that I teach. And not only did I retain them, but I'm hoping when I process the final grades that they all pass. Amen. But I'm so proud of just the fact that they were able to handle that change.
But you prepped them for it. See, that's the thing. You were already prepping them for the change. They didn't know that. Oh, you didn't know that.
No.
But organically, you already put the seed in them and watered it and watered it and watered it. I got a scripture for that.
Of course
one plants, one waters, but God gives the increase. You planted, you watered, and here we are. Everybody made it safely through the Jordan, through the Red Sea.
Oh, I call it the narrow door because I told you this whole show to me was just like this epiphany of what I'm supposed to do and what God's purpose for me is and how easy it is to tap into God's purpose.
Absolutely.
Like I know I told you, but I don't know if I told you how I felt when I realized the power of, and I don't want to call it reward, but the power of favor from God when when you just, and I hate when people use the word comply, and it's not comply because you want to do it. Right. So I can't be out of compliance on something that I want to comply with. But it's more so a matter of I'm excited to be followed. To follow. I'm just like, come on. What else we got? Come on. Oh. Yeah. And when I'm reading, like you said, I got a scripture for that. I may not have many.
But get that. It starts with a couple. It starts with a couple. You're good.
One.
Get it.
I don't know if I can say it right.
That's something. No, you say when you can't say
right. Be still and know that I am God. And I just realized that was
a third one now.
Oh, what's yours?
The one you just gave me.
Oh.
I'm like, ooh. I'll try to remember that.
No, what's
you gonna put me on the spot like that? You go.
Well, you cut me off, so I don't know what I was saying just now.
You were talking
about I got a scripture, but I don't remember what I had a scripture for now. Never mind. I'm saying that these students, right? They were scared. And so they were just looking for guidance. They were looking for someone. And that was me too. When the shift occurred, I had just, newly single.
Right.
In the house alone, and then people get busy, you hear stuff outside. Yeah. My neighbor, I don't know if she coming or going. She's like Wilson next door. She just popped in. Right. I'm like,
she does.
Oh,
that's
just Jenny outside. Never mind. Okay, so it's work freaking me out. So I'm looking for guidance too. Yeah. Right. So when you're in the house by yourself, if you're not looking to the right thing, you can get easily distracted with foolishness. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so I turned to the Bible that I keep on my bedside Baptist church label.
Okay.
So I pulled that out, and I'm like, well, let me see what's going on. And I start reading the simplest prayer, and it was the Lord's Prayer.
Amen.
And I started because I'm a researcher, obviously. I'm a doctoral student. Apparently, that makes me a researcher. Whatever. So I'm researching, right? I'm using these skills, so I'm not going to doubt the skills. But the skills now I'm researching, and it says, give us this day our daily bread, and on earth, as it is in heaven. And I started reading that same thing, on earth as it is in heaven. And I read it over and over, and I'm thinking, okay, so if you're telling me I'm supposed to be living like a king on earth,
yes, ma'am,
as I am in heaven, then why on earth am I not living as a king on earth? I mean, I believe everything in this Bible,
right? But
why is it so hard for me to take this piece in?
Exactly.
And then I start reading, and I start getting more scriptures, and I want to thank the Bible app right now because they keep me with my plans, daily devotionals, right? Those daily devotionals keep me moving.
Yes, ma'am.
So then they started sowing the same seed. It was like a daily prayer, daily bread, on earth, all the riches here on earth. Okay. There's a narrow door. Few walk through it, but I said, okay, what? There's a narrow door.
There's a narrow door.
That few walk through. But if you walk through it, there's life on heaven like it is.
Yes, ma'am.
On earth. I said, okay, I can follow directions. I tell my mentor that all the time. I can follow directions. So for me, when I read that scripture and I started sowing that seed into my mind, I really said to myself, so you mean to tell me there's like a bag of like $5 million just sitting on this floor?
Absolutely.
And ain't nobody coming to get it? Like, don't nobody, do y'all see this?
Nope.
Like, it's
nope,
excuse me. Is there a bag right here of money that does this
and they're
belong
walking
to
by,
you?
yes,
and they have to, no, that's not for me. It must be somebody's. And I'm like, what?
Like it's just been sitting there. I don't
you know what? Let me go ahead and get all of this.
Yes, ma'am.
And get on up out of here. God, where's the door? He's supposed to right this way. It's a narrow one, but you gonna walk? I'm coming. How much weight I gotta lose to fit through it? Because I'm on my way.
I love it.
I'm on my way.
So be a perfect fit.
So it has been.
I love it.
And I say that's been my shift. That positive adjustment to what my purpose is.
Yeah.
And definitely not what my job is.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about jobs right now. What is the job shift? Positive, negative, what can we look forward to after this?
Well, it depends. If you want a job, if you want purpose.
Well, most people want jobs.
Yeah. Jobs.
Because they don't understand. By the way, that's just over broke for those of you who are not familiar with the acronym of job.
Job, just over broke. I'm
just
now getting that.
Broke.
Girl, shut up.
Yes.
I'm just getting that.
So if you would like to stay with your job,
just over
you might want to go ahead and think twice about that thing. But no, I mean, whatever you like, because I'm on my way through the door. But next,
yes.
What is the shift? What is the shift that you are seeing in the workplace?
Well, now I feel like a loser for actually having a job.
No.
I'm joking.
No, jobs, but like she said, see, jobs are a means to an end. They should, so jobs have their place, but that's not the ultimate.
No, I hear
yeah.
Yes,
so no, don't feel like, no, these are all building blocks. Jobs are building blocks, but
go ahead.
I think right now, some companies were really against working from home, but now they were forced to say, you know what, because they didn't think a lot of people were ready. How can we micromanage them? And how can we manage them? And I wouldn't say it's a micromanaging thing. How can we monitor?
It's definitely a micromanaging.
How can we make sure they're efficient? Can we put our cameras on our laptops?
In their home.
How do we? Yeah. So I think that at this point, they're going to have the data or the data. The data, like the president. And they're going to know at the end of this who worked, who didn't, which I don't know why you couldn't see that in the office because they do this, the behaviors are exactly the same.
Because it was disguised with lunch breaks and foolishness.
And smoke breaks.
Oh, God, and for us, trips to Jamba Juice every day. Like, we spent more time walking campus than we actually did doing our job. Why do you think I worked out so much?
Count our steps.
Right?
Let's go do our steps. Man,
another meeting.
I need to be working here. Too bad you have a damn degree.
Oh, right? My degrees. That's what Kanye said. That's
I would
all.
love to get my steps in full
But
time.
no, there is a shift in employment. You know,
Definitely.
and I'm glad we're talking about jobs because jobs are just that. And I'm gonna piggyback off of what Keisha said with finding your purpose.
Yeah.
And if your purpose is a followership position, then people should respect that because everybody doesn't have to lead. There would be no leaders if everybody led. Everybody just be,
I'm in charge.
I'm in charge. You know, I love that Nerd movie. But yes, if everybody's in charge, then it's just chaos. So for this, it's like, we get it. This may be your company. However, I'm choosing to give you my servant leadership qualities and my servant leadership skills to help you with your dream.
Absolutely.
So please respect that and know that I can give my 2,080 hours, for those of you who are not sure. 2,080 hours are the amount of hours that one gives
You better
an
work
employer.
that mic. You better work
Right,
that mic.
that one gives their employer
Get
if they
it.
work there for a year.
Girl.
And in exchange for those 2,080 hours, you get a lovely vacation for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2
14
whole weeks.
whole days.
2 whole
weeks.
days. $2. I ain't got $2. I didn't ask you for $2. Girl, but yes,
2 whole weeks.
2 whole weeks.
Look at that.
2 whole weeks
For 2,000
out of 52. And most employers are giving you 2 weeks of your time. That is unacceptable. Do you know how many students come up to me and say, you know what? My manager's being mean to me. Being bad to me. Right?
They're bad bosses.
That's what my niece says. She goes, why they being bad to me?
Why they being bad?
So we're going to ask, why do I have so many students coming up to me telling me their managers are being bad to them, right? I'm very concerned about this management. So we're about to address a few things on this 2020 shift. How dare you? How dare you be so nasty to one who is giving you 2,080 of their quality work-life hours to help you with your dream? And if for any reason you think that they cannot go to somebody else and find the same J-O-B, you are sadly mistaken.
Girl, work that mic.
Do you understand? So I suggest you start respecting their followership and start appreciating their qualities and skills and stop using them for your processes because we're tired of doing this and they're tired of doing this.
Come on.
And they're tired of doing this. When really they want to do this. And they want to do this. And they want to do this. Because we're people.
Yep.
We're not processors.
Yeah, you're not machines.
And if for any reason this job requires us to process something, you know what it's usually for? I'll give you $2 if you can tell me right now what it's for, Nika, because it's the magic word.
Profit?
Profit. That's a good guess. And you just said it 2 minutes ago.
Uh-oh.
I guessed it, but I'm glad I have to answer.
Well, maybe you can figure out how to pronounce it.
I'm not a good data.
Data. But either way, right? That is what it's for. It's for their data. Their data is used to find out more about you and how they can control you.
Yeah.
And so sadly, most people are giving away data for free. You don't even get my data at the grocery store. You want to know why? Because I was a marketing major, by the way. When I did a class in consumer behavior, which I was actually interested in, so that was a really good class. And I found out how they did studies on people and consumers and how they bought things. And the simple exchange of your zip code is enough data to provide them with so much information that they no longer need people at all to do market research. So basically, every time you give them your zip code, you are telling them what you bought, how you bought it, how often you buy it, what you're willing to pay for it, where you live, where you're coming from, what your driver's license is, and your driver's license is extended to a whole bunch of other data that you have no idea that a simple exchange of numbers is now putting several hundreds of thousands of marketing majors, by the way. If you're a marketing major, congratulations. If you just graduated, hopefully this information will help you to now get more jobs or careers. because you're not going to get my data for free.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I just paid 40 grand for this piece of paper, and you going to tell me I have been obsolete before I even graduated, because now I'm giving you my data?
Wow.
Absolutely
Wow.
Not going to happen. So every time you go to the grocery store from now on and they ask you for your information, I just need you to tell them to use their store card.
Use their store card.
You won't get my information for free.
That's good stuff.
And if they're like, oh, well, you get a discount if you give us your zip code. Well, you know what? I think 90210 can use a new Walmart. So why don't you go ahead and shout that out to them every single time they ask. Thank you. We'll all be skewed data from now on.
I love it.
But let's talk about employees.
Mm-hmm.
Because, or not. How are you feeling? Because you have employees.
Yeah.
How are you handling some of those workers now that you can't do events? By the way, Blaze Productions out of Perry, Georgia. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Give a little shout out.
Yes, ma'am. We keep it moving. We keep connecting with them, letting our people know we care about them, keep them afloat. I'm real big on my favorite scripture, because I got a scripture for that, is the workman is worthy of his wages. So meaning you should be paid what you're worth. You work, you have a worth, and you should be paid no less than that. If not anything else, you should be paid more. But that's how we flow. That's our vision. We try our hardest, sir, to keep them afloat because we understand. But at the same time, we also understand. When I say we, me and Johnny, me and my husband, Pastor Baby, Big Daddy.
Oh,
Daddy.
God.
Anyway.
Oh, that Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
He waiting for you to come home.
It's been a week, almost a week.
Okay, all right.
So anyway,
Pastor.
But you better talk about it. I tell my children all the time, you either learn it at church, you learn it at home. You better.
Yeah.
Sexy ladies make happy husbands. That's
That is
Dancercise's
true.
motto.
Ooh.
No, that's our motto. Sexy ladies make happy husbands or keep happy husbands.
They do.
That's what Dancercise is all about.
You know.
That's my dance fitness program. That's
I love
the motto.
it. I love it.
So they're chair dances. They're all, I know I'm telling them about
go
another
ahead.
business.
This
but
is a shift.
Yeah, but again, I've been doing this because I'm on the God frequency. So I don't live in this world system. That's what that scripture means.
Yeah.
Do not be conformed to the world, but be ye transformers by the renewing of your mind. So the world is just a platform for you to do what God has already told you to do. Does that make sense? Versus the world telling telling the church what to do. The church is supposed to be leading the world. So anyway, but that's where I live.
Okay.
But you talked about
did touch
entertainment.
on something. You
Yes,
touched
ma'am.
on being sexy.
Yeah.
During this shift, I know
No.
I know a lot of women out there. We ain't being sexy. I'm gonna call us out.
You are right.
I'm gonna call us out.
You are absolutely right.
We walking around in our sweatpants
yes,
and do rags,
yes.
and
Can't
you
do
know,
that.
with struggle pedicures,
Come on.
struggle
No.
manicures.
Y'all
I
better
ain't
work.
painted my nails since I was 15.
I know, right?
My own nails. Lord Jesus, I
Right,
can't wait.
right.
Normally I have very long stiletto nails, but I was gonna be smart about this thing and do my COVID and not go and.
But there are Lee
indulge.
press-ons. You can go back to Lee
I
press-ons
probably
out of
could,
Walmart
but
until
you
the
know
COVID
what?
is over.
During
Nobody
this
wants to
shift,
do that.
I'm discovering that there are
Once you
things
press
that
on one, the other one phone.
Well, it's just you need to be.
Lee press on.
Yeah.
Are they still Lee press on?
Yes, and they're all
so when you
bleeding
press it,
out.
you just press right off until you go to the next one.
Yeah, exactly. But in this
Press on.
shift, you need to still be giving your man the visual. They're
Yes.
visual. They
Yes.
They
Oh,
see that. So you better find out how to work something out. I work something out.
Well,
'Cause-
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't have the luxury of a personal manicurist and pedicure specialist. We want to give a shout out to.
Oh,
You told me not to shout
secret.
out. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's a
What's the
secret.
end of the episode?
Okay.
End of the season.
But he's gonna, if we ever come to this again, he's gonna have even
He will be all right.
He's gonna have people like, why you did keep? Oh, you did keep.
But let me tell you something.
He specifically told her not to tell anybody.
I understand that. But I'm going to tell everybody, and I'm going to tell everybody got a problem with it, why they should not have a problem with it, for one. Because our service workers still need to make money.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And two, when you tip well,
Yes,
and you take
true.
care of your service workers,
Yeah.
they do nice things
That's
for
the
you.
truth.
That's right.
And if you don't know how to do that, then yes, you are like me having a struggle crisis right now. But this is not to say I don't tip well. This is just saying that my manicurist, Kimmy, just decided her purpose was no longer nails.
Oh.
So she stopped mid-set on me. Like,
Oh.
I'm not doing this anymore.
Okay.
So she felt the shift before the
Yeah,
shift happened.
absolutely.
So I could not be upset. So in the midst of this, I was searching for my right person, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
It's hard to find. So I was like, well, here we are. But I
And
just
you
want to
still
give a
look
quick
fabulous.
thank you. But to those manicurists and stylists out there that are
Yeah.
still trying to make it happen, I applaud you.
Yeah.
I wish you luck. Those are relationships you build. Those are friendships because
Mhm.
shout out to Tram, T, Mai, Lonnie. Those are my nail techs
Those are
that
your
always
babies.
come through for me.
Those are keeps.
I need to find another one, so I'm on the hunt, y'all. After we come back from the corona, please let me know where to go. I need to go to Jeannie Mai Lady. That's where I need to go. But so how are we staying sexy? Because I know you said, and if you don't mind me putting,
I don't mind.
Okay,
That's the truth.
that she
I
had
mean,
not
come
put
on.
on real pants,
Y'all
y'all,
yourself.
since March 18th.
No,
Oh.
since I stopped working and from the office, it was March 11th.
March 11th. I'm sorry, that's a whole
Let's back it
extra week, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
So how did it feel to actually zip up something and then
And
button
up
it,
something.
you know, instead of stringing it?
Well,
Is there
I
is
own
there a
real,
difference?
I don't own real sweatpants.
Oh, okay. You
Because I do like to keep it sexy all the time. I
Okay.
don't really own sweatpants, but I
Okay.
did have to, get my quarantine gear up.
okay? Yes.
So,
is this one of the new ones,
Yeah.
or is this a classic? So
No, this is something new.
okay.
so Victoria's Secrets is. Oh, we're not supposed to be promoting.
you don't live in this house. I said
Okay.
everything in this house
Gotcha.
was but already here. You don't live here.
There
And
are
she
some
is
deliveries.
addicted to Amazon, so
I
we
love you
cannot
guys
even.
so much. I
Trust me.
appreciate you.
I want to apologize because let me tell you something. She said only essential items I'm having delivered.
I
But you-
did.
Essential.
If you watch the news, you would know that you need to be ahead of the game as well.
What is that?
Buying those essential items first
Oh,
before
she did.
they shut down their services.
True.
Mhm.
Are they shut down? Because I don't have an Amazon account. Everybody,
They
I
aren't, but they're not.
Mm-mm.
Lashes are not a priority.
but guess what?
I
The
stocked
thing
up.
about this company, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it because this is our show and we can say what we want. The reason why I personally don't have an Amazon account is because I don't feel like I'm reaching all of my opportunities. They have a very narrow selection of vendors that they allow to come through them. And I know for a fact that there's got to be something else behind it. So the business side of me saying, how much are these
Absolutely.
vendors paying to be a part of this small company that is now allowing me to utilize them to ship my stuff? They're giving their ownership to Amazon when they shouldn't. And if you can just do a plain shipping and handling receipt, seems to me like you wouldn't need the third party
You don't need a middleman.
of Amazon. I mean, you can't get me my shirt that I ordered from you. I got to go through them because, they're promising me customer service. But what they're doing actually is not applying customer service. You want to know why? Because I got a bed in my garage that I don't know what to do with. Anybody, somebody, please come get this bed. It was a puller sofa that was supposed to sleep AJ. Now, y'all don't know my son, but my son is 6'3", and he's a hefty boy. He's a good kid, you know, and he's 21. He'll be 21 in a few weeks. What was he supposed to do with this bed? I called that lady and I told her, I said, this is not going to work for me. I need you to come get this bed. I need a right bed. She goes, just keep the bed. We'll refund. No, ma'am. You don't understand. You're not listening. I need a bed for my baby,
Yeah,
and I
he's
need you
here.
to come get this one.
Yeah.
She's like, no, we'll refund and keep the bed. No, I don't want it.
Yeah.
That's not customer service.
Right.
Sometimes
You're not
it's
meeting
like
the
That
needs.
is just a pacifier. Shut up. Here's your money back. Shut up. Give the bed. Just sell the bed. It's okay. Just make your money and then buy the other bed. No, I don't want to have that hassle.
Yeah, they will try to do that. You just got to make them listen.
I shouldn't have to.
I hear you, but
I shouldn't have to. You know what? Mom and pop shops, small vendors. I love y'all. Just
Yep.
get me a FedEx label and get me my stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have an
Yeah.
Amazon account. I'm not opposed to anybody that does,
Right.
but I'm just not interested.
don't look at me like that when you say
But
that.
she's
you know
married.
you just.
But you bringing in what you're talking about, the shift. See, also there's a paradigm shift
Yeah.
that's taking place. It's looking at the same thing but seeing it in so many different angles. So I just brought this up as an example. But I'm saying, those little pictures. If you look at it one way, you see the bunny, and then you look at another way, you see the old lady
perception.
with the earring.
Yeah.
That's called a paradigm shift. You're looking at the same thing, and so what you're bringing, what we're all bringing out, is that paradigm shift. So meaning you're looking at it from a business major. She's looking at it as a consumer.
Yeah.
But now you're giving us all the opportunity to make the shift to we have more options on how we want to see it.
Yeah.
And so that's a part of the shift. You know, that's a part of this 2020 shift.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
you know. Yeah.
Because one of the 4 basic rights of capitalism is, you know, the right to compete. And we lose that with Amazon. We don't have the competition. If you're telling me these are the only 20 people that have my t-shirt, you're lying. There's got to be more. And they're all lowering their prices to compete to be on this one platform when the world is so much bigger than just Amazon. I get it. They've perfected the delivery system. So has Domino's.
So
That's
so
more
has Domino's.
the angle that I love is the convenience of it all.
Yeah, and I get that.
Because being diagnosed with social anxiety and not liking to go to stores or certain stores, the crowds, just too many things I'm thinking about prior to going to purchase something. It's made my life so much easier to have something at my doorstep.
Yeah, that's why that fits you.
Yes.
You're that market
And
that they
have
consider.
Yes.
Yeah.
They love it. But me, I'm a hunter.
Yeah, I do.
I like to get in the
I call it
rats.
treasure hunting.
Oh God,
is
yes.
what I call
Get
it.
all
A
deep
bargain?
in the COVID.
And,
Yes.
and if I can get me a
Not in the
comp,
COVID.
oh God.
They didn't get your what?
If I can get me a good comp,
Good comp.
they call me Queen Comp. Is this free? So we're gonna include this, right?
Right.
So I bought 20 egg rolls, so the lettuce wraps are just included, correct? Yes, go ahead. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that for you.
Sounds
By the way,
good.
everything is negotiable.
Yes, it is.
Everything is negotiable.
Yes, it is.
I don't care what you order. So
That's Bible.
that's what we want to tell people in this 2020 shift. I really want them to understand that even though those things, and you touched on social anxiety, and I don't want to leave that out. We want to come back to it. But just being in the house right now, how is that antisocial impact having, on people? Because I'm a people person.
Yeah, me too.
I love to be out in the streets.
But not all the time. I have a balance of both.
Yeah.
But I'll say this as a veteran. I'm sorry, were you finished with your question?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, as a veteran, my husband is a war vet.
Yeah.
And so for him, the fight is the total opposite with the COVID. Meaning isolation for him is more comfortable because of PTSD. So he fights against it by being more sociable within the parameters of COVID.
Yeah.
So again, a paradigm shift. So for a vet that's been in war, that's like, I'm cool with it. Oh my God, I ain't got to talk to nobody. I ain't got to see nobody. Oh my God. So he knows, but he can't slump back into that state. So he fights to come, to come out.
That's what I'm dealing with.
Exactly. You're comfortable.
You don't really want to be around people when you have
Exactly.
social anxiety. You like to be, you get familiar with the same people, the routine of it.
Right.
Kind of like, what about Bob?
Baby
Baby steps.
step,
And then
baby
he
step.
felt so comfortable with the family because he was familiar with them and it made him warm. So that's how I am with my routine every day. Go to the same grocery store, go to the same office, see the same 20 people.
Yeah.
So now that I'm at home, you would think it would be somebody's dream come true, but it's
Not
it's
because
like
your family's at
the walls
house
are
with
closing
you.
in on you
Yeah.
too because you gotta
yes.
have that air, and I don't have that air.
Right.
And we're talking about having people around. I'm single, and I know there's a lot of single people out there right now, and I know y'all are swiping and swiping and swiping.
Look at love in all the
wrong
They
places.
just
I was
put the
at
same
Home
Christian
Depot
single, don't
the other day.
mean
Oh,
say.
detail.
I was at Home Depot picking up plants.
Oh,
And
that's boring.
I had to get a plant.
Okay.
That was different.
All
That
right.
wasn't anything purchased. That was
Okay.
a house life. I live here alone. I needed life in here with me.
Amen.
So I started watering the plants and taking care of them, and
Love
they've become
it.
my new friends. I will name them.
Yes.
But so that for me was something that I did to kind of just give myself someone to talk to while I'm home
Absolutely.
alone.
Yeah.
I pray, I pot plant. Normally if I had my nails, I couldn't get in there.
Right.
But now
you're
I'm just like,
becoming a gardener. Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Is one of your
Hello.
parents named Wilson?
Wilson.
But one is Olaf.
Oh,
Olaf.
I like that. Very creative.
Yes.
Olaf.
But I gotta name the rest of them. I gotta get to know them better.
Wilson.
Yeah, you
Why
don't.
Wilson?
They got to tell you their
Castaway.
name.
I know the
Castaway.
volleyball.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Did you
Oh.
name one Wilson?
But why?
Creative.
I don't have a volleyball.
Well, you know what she's talking.
I have a
talking about
Mimi
that
mic.
You're building your own.
I have a microphone I call Mimi.
I love it.
Do you name inanimate objects?
I name my purses.
Oh,
She named her person.
do tell.
I've got Coco. I've got Azure. I've got Louis. I've got So I mean,
Yeah.
that's just 3 examples. But
I love that.
Yeah.
I didn't get that, Gene. I don't name anything.
You don't name.
I didn't get
And
that
I'd probably,
shit.
if I did, I'd probably just name it Wilson because
Really?
I'm not that creative like you guys.
Oh.
I'd have like 10 Wilsons
Name it
if I name
Wilson.
things. Like, I'm gonna just stick with Wilson. Wilson 1.
Right?
Wilson 2.
If you
Wilson
see
3.
the wooden giraffe on this set, his name is
Yeah.
Jeffrey.
Oh, God help me.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it too.
But because you gotta have somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
You know, and just being home alone, I want to shout out to all my single people. I promise you, you ain't gonna find what you're looking for on the end of that swipe. Just stop. No.
I could tell you.
Oh my God. You know we've dated. We've done some internet dating. And it was so bad when I got here from New York. She was like, "Don't get your hopes up in Arizona."
I warned you.
Because you know I was driving here like Whitney Houston. Man in different dead. Oh, Whitney.
Waiting to
All
exhale,
right.
right?
She said,
I'm gonna find me a tenderoni.
She
She
said
said, "I'm excited for some new, a new change. Start."
You know, I was just tired of living in New York and being single. It just like, for me, I couldn't date there. It was just
Groundhog's Day.
Oh, well, God, it was
And then you
Groundhog's
realized
Day.
that it was Groundhog's Day in Syracuse.
Oh, God, it was
and
Groundhog's
then it
Day.
also turned into Groundhog's Day in Phoenix.
Yes. So it's always the
not-
same. They
It's
don't
everywhere, y'all.
change.
It's everywhere. y'all.
They do not change. There is nothing different about these men. When you are destined to find your soulmate, you will find them. And if that is by a swipe, then God bless you. And if it's not by a swipe, then stop swiping. Swiper, stop swiping. Swipers, no swiping.
But you
love
never know that 100,000 swipes
Right?
may be the
No.
man of your freaking dreams.
But let me insert. I got a scripture for
Okay.
that. The Bible says that he, not
thank
she,
you.
He who finds a wife finds a good thing. The
Yes.
thing being marriage, not the wife, because a wife is not a thing. A wife is a woman, a person. He is on the search. He's on
Yes.
the hunt. That means
Yes.
he's in position. So, ladies, you just gotta stay ready because he don't want to
admit
see
to
you in your
agree to that.
bonnet.
Right?
He don't want to see you with your
Tell him.
busted toes after the COVID
Your
and your
bonnet.
ashy heels and your
Thank
pajama pants out in the
Can
rolled
we
out
touch
of
on bonnets
bed.
real quick?
Please
Out
hit
of
the
the three
bonnet.
of us, who has ever left the house with a damn bonnet on?
I don't wear it in
None
the
of
house.
us, but you weren't even here for the episode of 365, and that's exactly what we talked about.
I don't do bonnet.
I
I
weren't
am
weren't
anti.
right to do
Why
bonnets.
is that something that's an option?
Because a lot of people feel like, and here's the education side, because I've seen it. I've seen my
You
students
put
with bonnets, without.
Mhm.
And one of them is they are saving their hairstyles for the evening.
Oh,
So they're
'cause
not
that's
giving
when
you
all
their
the-
best during the day. Because that's what club do.
So they're saving it for when the freaks come.
Yeah. The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out. The freaks come out. Oh,
Gotcha, that makes sense. Oh my God, because there are so many
So
suitable
they
bachelors out there.
are basically saying that
Wow.
I'm going to save it for later.
Oh,
so
my
here's what I
word.
tell them. So you're saving it for nighttime when they got their beer goggles on? But
That's
you're
what
not
I'm
saving it for the possible
When they-
employer that may
yeah.
walk by you in the street?
Come on.
Or the person that has the job opportunity for you?
Or the 10 firefighters that are always going to be
Ooh.
lined up at the grocery
Oh,
store
my,
every
my,
time
my,
you
my,
come in.
my,
Come on, you
my,
better
my.
bring
You
it.
got to keep it ready. Cause
Ooh, we have shout out to them EMTs.
Happens to me
Ooh,
once.
Do you
I
remember?
rolled out of bed and went to the grocery store. 10 firefighters. I was like, oh, this will never happen again.
Never.
Right?
You will
And
not
it's
catch
never
me
happened
slipping.
again.
Exactly.
Lesson learned.
And we want to shout out our EMT workers, our healthcare
Yes.
workers,
Definitely.
all of those people
Our
out
front
there.
line.
We thank them. We had a wonderful LPN part of our staff, Terry, our cousin.
Yes.
I mean, she was making sure people were right
Yeah.
and efficient. We want to we want to get this thing where it needs to be. So we thank you for that. But
Yeah, definitely.
just stepping outside, you never know who you're gonna meet.
No.
You never know. And my mentor joked and said, well, you ain't gonna meet the UPS man because he dead
In and
and he
out.
ding and dash.
That's it.
Dash. You know, he
Ding
out.
and dash.
You don't want a dasher.
No.
Trust me.
No, oh God.
Punched.
Oh, we're not gonna relive that pain. We're not gonna relive that pain.
You don't want to.
She got left at the movies on a date.
Oh no.
He did not leave me. He just moved his car and didn't tell me.
Unbelievable.
That's what he said.
Unfreaking.
He's like, where'd you go?
If you're out there, we still looking for you. Can you return back to the movie theater?
APB.
We are
out.
still seeing.
No,
No.
I wasn't looking for him.
I know, you fell asleep. She fell asleep, and that's how he got away for so long. But again,
We'll talk
nothing's
about
the
that
same.
another time.
Nothing's the same. Our dating life isn't the same anymore. We can't even go to the movies anymore.
No,
So what are we
exactly.
doing now for dates? How are y'all keeping romance alive? Because romance is one of those things where it can kill you.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah.
You know, relationships are struggling right now.
Mhm.
Y'all got all the kids in the house.
Mhm.
Yep.
Or you by yourself, you trying to be romantic, or you unemployed or furloughed and you ain't got no money, you trying to figure out what I can do to keep the spice right.
Okay.
Even we don't even know we're gonna keep the lights right in the house, you know. But at the end of the day, what are we doing? What are some romantic gestures? I know that one of the stylists on set said her boyfriend. She said, not until I'm married, which is true, right? We're not changing statuses from single to dating.
No.
We're changing statuses from single to married.
Yes.
They don't go no in between in a relationship. Yeah. No men. Step up. Either you want it or you don't.
Okay.
And if not,
put a
then
ring
move along.
on it.
Beyonce, she's been telling them for years they're not listening.
Hey,
They just not listening.
yeah.
You know, but we
Like I
gonna
said,
be
1997.
We'll talk. But so how are we keeping this alive?
Okay. What were you? Oh, go.
I'll start.
You
mentioned.
Go ahead.
So you did mention, you said I didn't put on pants for a while. Well, first of all, it was, I was like, oh gosh, a dream come true to a pregnant woman is to be at home for 30 days and have that refrigerator looking right at them and
That's
the TV.
the dream.
So I was on cloud 9. So was my boyfriend. He was like, I'm gonna feed my baby. So that's what we did. So that was fun while that lasted. And then after that, I was like, okay, well, I don't have an excuse to sit on the couch and have sweatpants on anymore or leggings. And so I just, I kind of started just saying, you know what, I've never left the house or been in the house, even on a weekend, looking a hot mess. And I'm not going to start now.
Right.
Exactly.
And I saw myself kind of, withering away after 40 years of just awesomeness. I mean, I think we've been since we were 12. And I was like, I'm not going to let this freaking coronavirus get the best of me.
Oh, no.
I mean, I had my boyfriend's son looking at me like double takes, like,
Who is
who
that?
are you? It was a mess. So, somebody's in our house. Daddy, wake up. Sorry. Somebody's in our house. So, basically, just started with small things like, okay, I'm going to go get up and put on lashes today. I'm going to get up and curl it once. I'm going to get up and at least if I'm wearing leggings, at least look cute in the leggings.
How are we getting away from the kids? How are we separating quality time between spouse and children? Because my son, luckily, is in college on the East Coast. Not luckily, but blessed enough. He's in college with his grandparents on the East Coast. So it's really just me. So I don't know how y'all are feeling right now with just everybody at home. And you have college boys that just got shipped back to you.
Our children, they know. Like I said, if love is not taught in the house and you don't set order in the home to where children, I tell my children all the time, I say, y'all see mommy and daddy fight enough, you need to also know we're making love. So we give them that because they got us know that mom and daddy need this time. We're the foundation of the home. And if y'all don't give us the space to connect, then we got a whole mess. Y'all running the house.
Right.
We got to shift around y'all. No. You gonna shift around us. This is the order. And you can need me at 5. You can need something done, or you got an assignment you want me to help you with. I'm off. Me and daddy time. We said this is what we tell them. We spending time. And we shut the door. They know exactly what that means. Now they're embarrassed, but but anyway. Yeah. But that, you got to set order.
Yes.
Bottom line, the children need to be taught
Absolutely. And that is part of what this whole shift is too. Parents now have to set order with their kids.
Definitely.
You guys have your discipline at home and let us educators educate. The school system is really a classroom box in which they've gotten a couple people that know a few skills to come in a classroom, and because they have a certificate of instruction from a university that says that they are now qualified to teach your kid this particular skill, so you then feel comfort in letting your kid go to this classroom and sit and hope and pray that this person is actually qualified. Well, America, I'm here to tell you, the world, because this is all over. I'm not so sure that they are. And it depends on what you call qualified. Because if you think, because I can pass a test on a computer, that then makes me qualified to teach your kid life skills, then you are sadly mistaken. Because really what I am is a babysitter. And now that you have the disciplinary back, how about I let you babysit and you let me teach?
That's good stuff.
Because now we can do this from my house. As you have seen, we have given you all of the education of dopeness that you can take in. We have given you life lessons. We've given you cultural lessons. We've given you experiences and realness. And we did it from the comfort of our home, my home. I let you in because I love you. And I felt like you need more, and you're just not getting more sometimes. And if you're qualified to do this, because some of us are, then let us do it. In this shift, let us take control of our classrooms. Let us teach these students the way they need to be taught. And then, guess what? You should have comfort in knowing that you can watch what I'm teaching your baby, because you can tune in just like them.
Absolutely.
Because when we shifted during the transition and I started holding classes from my living room, I had several parents that came on screen and said, do you mind if I listen? I said, well, you paid for it. Come on and join us.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop you from learning because you didn't pay your tuition. What is tuition? I'm still yet to figure that out. I might need to Google that word, tuition. I've never found out what the root of that is. I'll get back to you on that research.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, because you paid me, this building, your money, in exchange for what you thought you were going to get to be prepared to look into the future, I'm sorry, but there's a lot of stuff happening in that classroom that you don't know about. And there's a lot of stuff that's not happening in those classrooms that you should probably be aware of if you're spending your good money in there. And for those of you who are out there hustling to get the money up to try to get into these classrooms, you might want to check the outcomes, the curriculum. You might want to make sure that that's something that you want actually programmed into you as part of your educational programming. That's why they call them programs.
Come on.
Because what they're producing are systematic learners. Learners that have no idea how to think for themselves.
Right.
That's it.
Because all they're doing is continuously pushing the same processed information or
Data.
thank you! I knew she had it. Data to your kids and to you and to me. I'm aware. I know people are going to be like, but you did it. Why do you think I'm such an expert in the field?
Right.
I have been an instructional specialist. Sorry, I couldn't even get it out. It was a language school, so obviously I can't speak English. I was an instructional specialist. I have been a faculty specialist. I've also been a faculty manager. I have also been a program manager. I have been an instructor, an educator, a tutor, a private tutor, paid private tutor. I've seen it all. I've been a bachelor's student, associate student, community college student. I've done the master's thing twice because they told me I needed 2 of those if I wanted to be successful. And then now that I'm in this doctoral program, I'm really discovering that I'm not immune to the same foolishness that you guys have been buying into. We're trying to find the value in this piece of paper, especially after the shift, because the shift is going to tell us where we're going. And if you think this piece of paper is about to get you a ride to the top of the mountain, I'm sorry. You get there with this ticket and they're going to tell you, you know what? Oh, now you need experience. The carrot doesn't stop moving, ladies and gentlemen. It keeps going. Because once you get your experience and now you get into that job, now you need a promotion because you realize you can't live off the wages in which they feel like your skill is worth. And you can't go out and get another job because you gave them all 2,080 of your hard work and daytime hours. So by the time you get home, you are too expired to even be inspired yourself.
That's right.
And you are giving all of your energy from your family, from your kids, from yourself, to this employer that's telling you that you got to qualify in order to help them get their dream. And you can't do it unless you provide them with this piece of paper from another qualifier who also was qualified by that qualifier. And none of these qualifications are a qualification of life. There's not one thing that I think applicable to some of these courses, you know, that I've taken or taught that were directly something that I needed at that moment in my life.
Right.
Unless I got it from a great instructor or a great teacher or a great educator. Those people breathe life into the instruction. So who's breathing life into you right now in this shift? Like, who are you looking for? And I know you're going to give it to me. You're going to say the only one, right? And is that your answer too?
I do. I mean, there's some inspiring people out there right now. I'm a very strong. I mean, you want me to be honest?
Yes, please.
You inspire me. My sister inspires me. God inspires me constantly. Just watching the news and like the one governor I told you that stands out is the New York governor.
Yes,
Him and his
yes,
brother.
yes. Shout out New York.
Right. Governor Cuomo. He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's awesome. He is just
taking charge.
Trying to give people hazard pay that are actually out working right now.
Good.
The essential workers from the, garbage dumpers. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if that's
sanitation workers.
Construction, the what workers?
Sanitation
workers, all the way down to the people that work at the grocery stores. And he's just trying not to leave anything off the table because it's like people have been forgotten.
Oh God, yeah.
You're risking your life. Why don't you deserve hazard pay?
Thank you.
So he's inspiring his state, and I wish we had that kind of leadership for our country, and also the kind of leadership for our city, because our news is making hopscotch and singing cats.
We've seen foolishness because some people ain't taking the shift too well. There's all kinds of life happening out here, and I just need you guys to understand that the shift doesn't have to be scary.
No.
It can be positive. Those students that all came over me to the other side, the reason why is because they were scared of where they were. As they all popped up, bloop, 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 fear, scared. And all I could do was think to myself, I can't leave them. I can't leave them like this because they don't know what's going on. And I'm on the back end managing the faculty, and I'm realizing they done dropped the ball every which way. They done rolled it down the street and deflated it. I'm so mad. Ooh, and if y'all know who y'all are, you should be ashamed of yourselves. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Not just for the fact that for higher ed, these students are paying you, these parents are paying you, but K through 12, these babies need you. And, a lot of people don't know this, but I actually presented a proposal to Harvard for getting rid of not K through 12, but high school years. Those are the most formative years, and I remember us having a discussion, and she had a scripture for it about accountability age. And she had no idea that what she was sowing into me was the seed of that is the age in which they had high school, which is why those high schools should be reformatted anyways. Because parents, if you at home watching your kids Google out answers, that's pretty much what's going on in the classroom. And if you watching your kids cut and paste, that is what's going on in the classrooms. You are paying for an expert cut and paster. And let me tell you something. You can't get onto answer finder, right? I love it. So parents, be purposeful with your children.
That's right.
Understand and find out what their passion is. Seed into that. And if these college pieces of paper are not giving them that, then stop investing in them and start investing in your children. Because I promise you, the receipt of investment on them has a far greater return on investment than anything you can give into these schools right now. Because a lot of them don't know what's going on. They're trying to figure it out. They winging it. There's a whole lot going on where all we have to do is just kind of take it in. We can be there for the shift. We can be there for them. All we have to do is just make sure that our purpose is with passion. And we can't find that at no job. And you're not going to find that in the piece of no paper. What you will find that through is God. And you're going to find that through self-understanding and emotional intelligence and resilience in this time and strength and the ability to move past change. Come on now. We don't live there no more. Your life will never be the same after that. When the world opens back up and the shift shifts, you better be ready. You better come out stunting.
That's right.
And you better have a purpose. And if y'all don't know what that is, we are more than happy to help y'all find it.
Amen.
Because we can help y'all find him. Because that's how we found it. And we want to thank y'all for tuning in. And this was a great podcast episode, ladies. I love how we do this. Unedited, unscripted, in case y'all didn't know, right? I love these ladies. I thank you.
Thanks.
And that was another episode of a degree of dopeness for you. And hopefully we took you up a couple degrees over the season. Because y'all are dope. And we thank you. And y'all have a good night.